What's up, world? This is Levi Craig with another speed paint video. This one is of my favorite band, the Gorillaz. Highly recommend listening to the Gorillaz if you ever like painting while listening to music. Right now we start off with a sketch, as we normally do, some graphite on the paper to help make the layout work. And now we're going to erase it with a little bit of a kneaded eraser. The best thing ever. These guys, nice and stretchy, and they don't leave debris. That's the main reason why I like them. And now we're going to play around with the background of Russell. He's going to be looming over. I don't know if you guys know the story behind the Gorillaz. It's kind of abstract, doesn't really make sense, but at some point Russell becomes huge. So I'm going to have him be the background character looming over Murdoch, Noodle, and 2D is going to be acting as 2D does, which is random and weird. I wanted to play around with Russell's skin tone because he's black, and it's kind of cool to mess around with colors with that skin tone. So we're playing around with a lot of oranges going into kind of a magenta, and it creates a really neat, vibrant tone that captures that look I'm going for. I want it to be vibrant, but I still want it to communicate right. And with this, I wanted the whole background to be kind of like a murky red, and so that when I do the background behind him, y'all be able to play around with that contrast to create a real differing look, so to speak. If that makes any sense. Who knows? Who knows? It's a whole lot of just playing with colors right now, trying to do all the highlights and skin tones because all the characters have got skin tones going on, and I have to do that first before I can get in there with the cool line work. So much of this piece is going to be about line work, I think. I don't know. I don't really remember entirely what my mindset was, but if I know anything about doing these ones, it's all about that line work that matters, because they're all cartoon characters really, and what matters the most is they look the part. Murdoch looks cool already. Did like a really light yellow green into that forest green that I like to use, and doing some pretty cool skin tones there. Now I'm jumping right into the background behind Russell. A little bit of coffee to keep me going. Yeah, so that's that forest green again going into that, let's look up that color again. I forget that color. That is cerulean blue hue. That's the one I'm using right here from, not Winsor & Newton. This one's actually the bad one. I like the one from Grimbatcher. I know I got my little baggie of paints. Thanks again, Josh Lehman, for that baggie a year or so ago. But, anywho's, now we got some more details on Russell popping up with his eyebrows and playing around with more of the background on the left side of the canvas now that side's drying out. Once again, so much of my process is dependent on, what part of the painting is wet and what part isn't wet. So like in this instance, I kind of start usually from the upper left-hand corner to the right, and that way, when I want to do the layering stuff, it'll be dry as I go back over it. And I don't want to be dragging my hand through it. Like that's, I'm a right-handed person, so I got to make sure that I don't drag my hand through the canvas while it's wet. It's a real, it's a small thing, but it's something you have to constantly be thinking about so you don't ruin the whole bloody thing. 'Cause the last thing I want to do is start over. Not that starting over is a bad thing. I mean, sometimes when you're painting, you just got to be okay with making mistakes and, just do it again, It's all experience anyway. You're going to be doing, my goal is to do 10,000 of these so that one day I become a master. Yay. That's the goal anyway. You got to do like 10,000 pieces to get really good at anything. Anyway, tangent moment. Murdoch, I'm working on his teeth right now and his mouth. Doing a lot of fun detail in there. Kind of did that orange tongue into a magenta into purple, and then a little bit of yellow on the teeth. He doesn't have very good teeth. And I did his hair with a green highlight, which is cool. It's that forest green again. And I'm using blue to create the contrast in there. I think that turned out really cool, actually. I love Murdoch's little grin face. He's a fun character to play around with, for sure. Green is a hard one to work with a lot, but it works sometimes. Oh, this video just skipped ahead. Wow. All right, all of a sudden, I've got 2D done. I guess my video lost a portion of it. I'll just try and keep up with it. So with 2D, I focused on his face first. I used the pale yellow to orange, and there's a little bit of purple in there. And then I jumped, after that dried, then I jumped to his hands. And then after that dried, then I jumped to his hair, which is that light yellow green into the blue, into the cobalt blue. And then I did, when that dried, I did the highlights on the hair, which is that shading there. And now I'm doing the eyes. As you can see, I'm trying to keep up because I guess I lost some video footage there. Apologies, speed painting. This isn't speed painting anymore. This is speed teleporting. Yes. And now messing around with his teeth. Beforehand, I went to yellow, a light yellow on his teeth, and then I did like a light blue on the corners to create a little bit of depth. And then to make that shading, I just rocked out that cobalt blue because it's so black. It's practically black. And then went around the fingers and did like that yellow to green to blue to create that lower bleed off. I think that looks pretty gosh darn solid. I don't know about you guys, but I love how this one's turning out. It is so cool looking. I love this band a lot, and I think I spent a little bit of extra time trying to make sure it's right. I think this took me about 4 hours to finish, overall. So it's a lot of footage. I guess that's why I lost a good segment of it. Not that it makes a huge difference. I think you guys get the gist of the process for the most part. I'm just trying to communicate my thoughts with it, even though I know I'm not the greatest narrator. But, so much of my process is dependent on just making sure I'm not dragging my hand through the piece and letting stuff dry so that I can do the second or third layer on stuff. Like right now I'm just doing like some line work around 2D's fingers because now that it's dry I can do the line work. And so much of that is dependent on the timing you got on there. But anyway, that's the end piece on it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this ramble. Sorry I missed a segment in there, but please check me out on Facebook and Instagram, and hopefully the next video is even better. Have a great day, guys.